So the Nintendo Switch has been out for almost, it's already been 6 months. We're going to be going on a year and, no, not 6 months, it's been 9 months since the Switch was released. And in 3 months, or 4 months technically, if you want to get technical, it's December, it's going to be a year in March. So I do definitely think now's the time to make a video on games that you guys should consider buying for your Switch. Now, when it comes to the Switch, I mean, I'm doing this video kind of like just update everything, but when it comes to the Switch, there's a lot of software now. There's tons of video games, tons of retro games, and I've got a hand selection of games that I think that y'all will enjoy, and I'm kind of updating my last video. The last video, it's old, so, hey, I thought, hey, I got a bunch of new subscribers, why not update this thing? So, here's some games that I recommend for you guys to buy on the Switch. Now, a lot of you guys, you played The Legend of Zelda, Mario Odyssey, you've probably played Rabbids and Kingdoms and Splatoon 2. I'll probably mention, I'm going to just tell you guys straight up, if you haven't played Splatoon 2, it's definitely a game worth checking out. I'll talk about it in a little bit. But I'm not going to mention those other games because those are games that I really think that you guys must have. So Mario Kart 8, Odyssey, Legend of Zelda, you guys should already have those. And Rabbids Kingdoms. So there you go. But if you guys are looking for another open world game, you guys are probably like hoping for, you know, a nice little fix because the Legend of Zelda was a huge open world game. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you guys, if you guys are open to try a new game, like a new game or a new battle style, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is probably something I'd really recommend to you guys. The story for the game, it's very interesting actually. These people live on Titans, and these Titans are basically they're plots of land. They're living animals, but you live on them. And so all the continents, they're all Titans. They're these animals, but these Titans, they die. And so land is disappearing and people are kind of fighting over land. And this guy, Rex, he sets out kind of on an adventure to find basically this promised land of where it's just unlimited land for everybody. That way there could be no more war and that we could set peace, you know, between like that entire world that he lives in. And it's really unique in its art style and I'd say it's setting, because I haven't seen a game like this. I didn't play a lot of the first Xenoblade Chronicles because that whole thing with GameStop, where they were opening the games and selling them for like 90 bucks to use. It was just ridiculous. And the Xenoblade Chronicles X, didn't play much of that either. But this one I started playing, and from what I see, you don't need to play the other ones to get into this. I definitely recommend that you guys pick this up if you're looking for an open world game. Also, the battle system is slightly different. If you're not into any of that turn-based or active time battle combat system, I say like close to Final Fantasy 12 or I don't know, like maybe let's just say Dragon Quest for turn-based or something, it's probably not the game for you because it's not action. It's not an action RPG like you know, a hack and slash or like the way Zelda was. It's really different in its strategy, but it's nonetheless it's an amazing game, and I think you guys should definitely check it out. I'll probably do a review out. Throw a review out for this one later on in the future, but definitely Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is probably the best one that you could probably get. Now, you guys have been hoping for like a Metroidvania style type game. Metroid hasn't really come out on the Switch. You have one for the 3DS, you know, the remake of Metroid 2, but you know what? Axiom Verge, I just picked this one up yesterday, and I'm going to tell you guys, I'm having a blast with this game. Basically, you're a scientist who he dies in an accident, but then he wakes up somewhere else. And let me tell you right off the bat, if you guys like Metroid or Super Metroid, this is the game for you. This is a game that I think that definitely you guys need to own on your Switch. If you're into that Metroidvania type stuff, it's awesome. I really looked at it and I'm thinking like, oh, it's another 8-bit clone of something. But no, it's a decent like successor to a Metroidvania game. And it's a lot of fun. There's even a speed run mode for you guys. And it's something that I feel like once I go through this the first time, I'm gonna definitely give it a shot and go through a speedrunning mode, because speedrunning in the Metroid games and the Castlevania games, they've always been fun. So this one, I can definitely see that if you're into that type of stuff, this is definitely the game that I recommend that you guys pick up. So Axiom Verge, this is the multiverse edition. They sell this at, they've been selling this one recently. I got the last copy at my GameStop, but it comes with a soundtrack, a poster, also a little like art book and stuff. It's really cool. Try getting this version. Now the other one, a lot of people passed this one up. I almost did, but you know what? I'm glad I didn't. And that's Fire Emblem Warriors. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, well, it's another, Dynasty Warriors type clone. And you know what? To a sense, you're right. But let me tell you, this one has it has its own story. It follows the story of two kids who basically they lose their mother in a war, and now they're kind of like fighting for the kingdom or the throne. And I haven't gotten much into it, but from what I played, it's freaking amazing. I'll probably put like 9 hours into this game. But hey, there's all your favorite Fire Emblem characters are there. If you like the ones from the Game Boy Advance, they're all there. In the collector's edition, they still do sell that. I've seen quite a few collector's editions at GameStops. So if you're into like collecting stuff, that one comes with a bunch of cards. Actually, you know what? I'll leave a link in the description. Go check out my unboxing video. You guys can see what it comes with, see if it's the right price for you. But if you're into, you need another hack and slash or Dynasty Warriors type game with your favorite Fire Emblem heroes, this is definitely the game that I would pick up for you guys. It's something that I don't think a lot of, you probably shouldn't pass up on this one. This one is actually pretty good. Now, the other game I really think that you guys need to check out, if you guys haven't already, you guys need to pick up Shovel Knight. I know everyone talks about Shovel Knight. I think I mentioned it in a previous video, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say that if you haven't picked up Shovel Knight, you need to. Shovel Knight is another 8-bit platformer, but it's definitely an old game already. It's been out for a couple of years already, and let me just tell you guys that it's one of those games that I need to tell you guys that, look, you got to try it out for yourself. So if you guys are into like DuckTales or a Mega Man type game, this is probably one of those games. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Not Mega Man. If you're not into the shoot 'em ups, but like platforming or DuckTales, if you're into that type of stuff, this is definitely the game for you. Basically, you're a knight who is a shovel knight, and he loses, I guess, his girlfriend in a fight, and he kind of has to save this kingdom from this chick who's she's taking over. She took over the kingdom, and it's a real straightforward story. It's really, it beckons back to like the NES days. And if I'm correct, I believe that the Mega Man composer, I think the Mega Man 2 composer, she did this soundtrack. And let me tell you, the soundtrack is amazing in this one. So if you're into you need like an 8-bit platformer fix that's just, it feels like an NES game, this is definitely the game for you. It's not one of those games that's too flashy on its 8-bit stuff, but it just fits so well into the game, and I think you guys will have a blast playing it. Also, there's 2-player mode, so there's that. Definitely, I think you guys should need to check out Shovel Knight. Alright, this one's another game I think you guys should definitely check out. I did buy it on my Switch, and that's the only way you can buy it. You can only buy it digitally. But Sonic Mania, I did a review of this game, and let me tell you guys that if you guys are into any Sonic, like old school Sonic Genesis games, this is definitely the game for you. This is one of those games I looked at and I was just kind of like, I got excited for it, but I was also a little skeptical, like, is it going to be any good? But let me tell you that this game is phenomenal. It's one of those games that I feel, if you're into speedrunning and you just want an old Sonic game, you want an old Sonic game feel, this is something that you guys definitely need to pick up. They have a lot of remastered tracks, a lot of remastered levels. It's full of treats just for the fans. It's a fan service game. So if you guys are into like those old Sega Genesis Sonic games, this is one that I'll definitely tell you guys you cannot pass up. This is one of those games that I think that is probably one of the best releases I've had this year. That they've released a game this year. It's amazing. And if you're into that type of stuff, like Sega Genesis games or Sonic, this is definitely the game. If you've never played Sonic or an old school Sonic game, you know what? I'm going to tell you straight up. Play this one. It's not too hard. It's not too easy, but it's definitely a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So pick up this game if you haven't already on your Nintendo Switch. Alright, I have 2 more games coming up for you guys. This one's this is for the Mega Man guys out there. For you guys who love Mega Man like me and I know a bunch of other people, definitely you're going to have to pick up Mighty Gunvolt Burst 9. Yeah, or Mighty Gunvolt Burst, not 9. Mighty number 9 is in here, but let me tell you guys that before you guys get all skeptical, this is how Mighty number 9 should have been. Mighty number 9 is a playable character in this game, and it feels like Mega Man. This is basically a Mega Man successor. If you guys have never played the Gunvolt series, they're amazing. They're amazing series. You can get, I think you can get the games on the 3DS. That's where they started actually. And hey, Mighty Gunvolt Burst. I'm gonna get mixed up, but I'm gonna get tongue-tied. It's on the Switch, and let me tell you, it's everything you could want from a Mega Man game. You have the shoot 'em up, you have different power-ups that you can do. You play as Gunvolt and Mighty number 9 in here, and they have two different abilities from each other. You can get, like I said, every boss you defeat, you get new power-ups. Mighty number 9 feels so unique to this game, and the music is overall, it's great. It's another 8-bit platformer. It's one of those games, well, it's 16-bit if you want to go, or 32-bit, whatever. It's retro-styled, alright? You get the idea. Yeah, so if you guys are really interested in you want a Mega Man fix, you know, something to hold you over until a Mega Man collection comes out on the Switch, or Mega Man 11, this is definitely the game for you guys. Definitely, I really think that these people did a really good job at this game, and you guys should give them your money. It's really good. Alright, this last game, it's actually a very old game, and they released it and remastered it, and let me tell you, this game looks amazing on the Switch, and that's Wonder Boy. If you guys have never played Wonder Boy, or I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have heard of Wonder Boy, this is actually an old, I believe it's a Mega Drive game, if I'm correct. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. It's an old Mega Drive game, and I hadn't played it until then, until now on the Switch. I did run across like a few ports of it. Like they have arcades, you know, in Vegas where like they just have a bunch of games on there. I've seen it there. I've seen people play this game, but never had I played it myself until now. And let me tell you that this game, it's an actually really decent platformer. It has a decent art style. Everything looks like it was drawn out by hand. And they even have a button. I love it when remastered, like the couple remasters that have done it, like Halo Anniversary, where if you press the button, immediately it'll just switch right back to the old graphics. Now you can see the change and how like technology has come. It's crazy. And it's an amazing game. I actually think this game is a lot of fun. A lot of you guys, you probably need like another platform or like side-scrolling platformer game for the Switch. There are plenty of those on the Switch, but I mean like you need a good one. I really think that Wonder Boy is probably a really decent choice for you guys. Definitely if you're into like the Kid Icarus or type, maybe like Legend of Zelda 2, side-scrolling, you know, slashing game. It's really good. It's not something that's super advanced, but it's something that you could play now and then when you're on the bus to work or you're on break or something. It's a nice little game fix where you could just sit down and you could just play a video game. It's just a nice little video game that you can sit down and play. But yeah, that's Wonder Boy. I definitely, like I said, these games that I'm telling you guys about, these games that I'm telling you guys about, I really think that you guys need to give them a shot. These are some really good games that have come out this year, and a lot of people, they missed out on some of them, but they're amazing games. And not to mention, then Wonder Boy, it has a gallery, so that's gonna be really cool to like just look through. But anyways, yeah, so that's my updated video on games I think you should pick up for the Switch. If there's any games that you guys think people should pick up, let me know in the comment section below. There are definitely other games out there that I want to get, but I just haven't played. That's why I didn't tell you guys about them, like Doom, Wolfenstein, LA Noire. I want to pick up all those games. I don't think Wolfenstein's out yet, but definitely all those games I really want to pick them up on the Switch. They seem like really cool games to just have on the go. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and like I said, if you have any suggestions for videos, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and remember, when you guys are gaming, power up.